Welcome back, everyone, to Fireside Chats with Papa Jabo, and I am your host, Papa Jabo, and I am here with our lovely co-host,
Uh, Mr. Driz today.
Mister. Yes, we're feeling a little more formal today.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're very professional today.
yeah, yes, we
No
are.
more fooling around, okay?
No more goofing off. No more shenanigans.
No,
No,
never been shenanigans here.
no. We are respectable men of culture. Now,
So, yeah.
my lovely Mister Driz. What are we going to be discussing today? What's on the agenda?
Today, we're talking about the bane of both of our existences, college. No, I'm joking. I love college, but
Ah, that
we
makes that makes one of us.
uh, maybe I lied a little bit there. But we're gonna be talking about our college experiences. We've gone through 3 years of it now. You've gone between I don't know how many schools.
Like 17. Not 4.
I've had a very different experience of only going to one school
Uh-huh.
and just being miserable there.
Hey, one being miserable at one place is better than being miserable at 4.
That's a good point.
But like,
But you have more a widespread of
right.
misery.
I've learned from a
Yeah.
lot of places. You've learned from one place. So, let's start just like overarching
Hmm.
your college experience. Would you say it's good? Would you say it's bad? Do you enjoy college or do you do you think you're just sort of like getting by now?
Um. Obviously, I just talked right in the beginning about how wonderful college is because I love every bit of college. No, but in all serious, I would rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. I rate it a 7 out of 10. It hasn't
Give
been
it a
horrible.
7?
Yeah.
Wow, you like school a lot more than me.
So, so I mean, I think we'll get into why, but
Uh-huh.
I want to know what is your rating of your school experience, and does it differ between each school you've been to?
Oh, it definitely differs between the schools I've been to. And there's different parts that I liked a lot more. Overall, college is a 3 out of 10 for me. Like it is I would not
Yikes.
if I actually had a choice in the matter, I would not do it. I'd figure something else out for myself. I probably would have gotten into a trade or something cuz I hate it. But
You know that that's like a relatively well, maybe not for you, but it's relatively a choice.
uh, mm, see, that's the thing. Is it is a choice for most people, and some people it's not. And for me, it was not really much of a choice. But that's besides the point. Um, but like I will say, from my time at UB, if it
Mhm.
wasn't for like the time I spent there online during COVID, including the semester I lived there, if it wasn't for the horrible living situation I had, that would have been by far like I think I would have given it like a 6 out of 10 cuz the school part I still
Mm.
hated, but being there and the friends I made there, oh my god, unparalleled. It was awesome. Um however, the rest of it, I mean, I also liked it when I was at Fisher. But that was just way too expensive. And I recognize that. And besides that, I mean, I just have not enjoyed school. I don't know what I want to do. So like I've just sort of been taking all these classes and I'm like, God, I don't like them at all. I just want to be done with it, which is why I'm happy. It's just 7 more months.
Mhm. So you would say that your experience of college is one of just trying to get through it rather than trying to enjoy it?
Yeah, I think I've had moments where I've enjoyed. Like, I've had some great moments I've enjoyed, but I think there's definitely a big portion of it that's just me just trying to get through classes and finish my degree.
Mhm. Yeah, for me personally, it's been pretty much it's a mixture of both cuz on one side I really really have had valuable experiences from college. Like
Mm.
I have I think in general I've had for the last like 8 years of my life a growth mindset. This I like a lot of the way I structure my ideals about life are around the idea of constantly growing, constantly advancing my skills, and a lot of that takes hard work, right? So I've been able to kind of justify a lot of the suffering that you have to go through in school with that in mind. But there's definitely been some years that weren't so great and some years where I felt like I really grew, I really advanced myself. I was really pushing in the right direction. I felt
Mhm.
like maybe, I understand where I am in life. I don't always understand where I am in life. A lot of times I'm like, am I going down the right path?
No.
And that's another factor. Yeah, that's another factor that makes college so difficult to navigate is you never truly know if you're going down the right path in life. There's never for anyone just this set imprint of this is what I was born to do. And some people, I mean, I guess some people say that they find the thing for them.
Mhm.
But to me, I feel like that's more just a psychological thing of like you have to find peace in where you are by convincing yourself
Yeah.
that. Like, I think one of the issues is that we're presented with so many choices, so many options of who we can become.
Mhm.
It's really difficult to decide that.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And also like I talked about this with a few people recently. Like we are I mean, we're 21. Like
Hmm.
am I really supposed to have my entire life planned out? And it's funny cuz I've talked to some
No.
people who are like 30, 40, even 50 like at work and they're like I have like my life still isn't fully planned out. I don't know what's going on. Half the time I feel like I should have made a lot of different choices because I was forced into ones that I didn't want to make. And I'm like, "Wow, that sounds similar." I'm happy I'm realizing it now though rather than when in my 40s or whatever.
Yeah.
But like yeah, it's a lot. So like let's talk what are some of the good things that you've experienced in your time at college? This growth and all the fun that you've had.
It would definitely depend on the year, but one of the main things is like meeting new friends
Mhm.
and getting outside of my box in that way. I haven't really done that much in college in terms of like going out and like partying every week. I'm not a partier. I don't really do that. Maybe freshman year I tried to dabble with it,
Oh,
but
I remember that.
it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I didn't like the way my brain works. I want like actual social connections. I want to like actually be able to talk to people, to like get to know who they are. And
Uh-huh.
I feel like the way that college parties work, it's like sometimes you can meet new people, but a lot of the times it's like, oh yeah, you you like play some like what is it, like cup pong with this person, and it's like, oh yeah, you bro out together and then you never talk to them again.
Until next time Pong comes up at a party and you see him, you're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, it's my Pong partner."
Yeah, it's like which to be fair, I understand might be great for some people. That might be all they want is just to let loose, forget about life, and just have fun every weekend.
Mhm.
Because life's stressful, school's stressful. I get it, but it's not for me. It never really fit for me. So I tended to like hang out in the dorms, try to meet people there. And freshman year especially, it took a while before I found that group that go I could literally just walk into their room and like hang out with them and feel cool with them because I don't know, I was very introverted
Uh-huh.
and I didn't put myself out there. There's a there's a meme I saw recently that kind of summed up what freshman year for me was, which at the beginning of freshman year at the very least, which was it's this meme in which it's literally just a video of like some I don't know, it's like a claymation mouse that's just sitting there eating
Uh-huh.
and he's just eating and then it's like in a different setting and he's just eating and it was like this is college for me. And I was like, "Oh my god, yeah, that was freshman year for me." It was like my routine was I wake up, I go to the dining hall, I sit there alone, I eat, I go to classes, I come back to my room, sit there, then go to lunch, sit there, eat alone. it was just like a lot of sitting around alone, and it
Oh,
was like kind of depressing. It was depressing. I was very depressed. I was also going through a lot of anxiety issues. I just wasn't putting myself out there socially like I should
uh-huh.
have been. But towards the later part of that year, then I started having friends. Then it didn't feel so empty. And then, COVID hit, and
You got sent home.
yeah, I got sent home. Haven't really talked to those people that much since.
Ah, yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Wow, we.
But
Oh, sorry.
no, you go,
No,
you
no,
go.
you finish your story. I'll get to me in a second.
I wanted to add one final of the good part for me because I kind of did just go into the bad part immediately. One other part that I thought was extremely good for me is, as I said, the growth. I like college hasn't always been fun, but I have noticed myself becoming better and better as a human being, adulting. Like, I now actually do my laundry and like keep it organized in a bin, and I fold it the instant it's done. That's something that would never happen in high school. Me, it would never happen. Clothes would be all over the floor. I would never care that much. Or like I can now sit down and like get my work done. I've like figured out a routine. Like in high school, I used to just skip my work all the time. Now it's like I've learned over the course of these 3 years how to just do anything and apply myself to anything. And I now understand more that the power of just applying yourself, you can achieve so much.
Way to go, taking that initiative. Good for you. That is a lot of good. Well,
There was a lot of bad too.
there. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I want to know from you, what is your good, Josh? What did you earn from college?
So starting off, we'll start back freshman year. That first semester. That first
Mm-hmm.
semester was kind of wild for me, honestly. Like, I went to a college with a lot of people from high school, but I also met like a good bit of people there. And I
Mm-hmm.
loved the professor who was the head of my department,
Yeah.
the dean of the media department. Dude's awesome. I still talk to him. He's a great guy. The big issue with that school was it was way too expensive for me, and I knew that going into it. Um, and like I could not afford to go there. So the one semester I had there was awesome, especially because oh my god, I had so much fun. Like I met this girl, that was a great time
Oh,
for like a month. I don't know, did I ever tell you about that? I don't know if I did.
no. I don't
Yeah,
think you did.
yeah, I met a girl there, like literally like a week two. Also, for those of you going into college or like who don't have experience like living in a dorm, this is my professional advice. Don't get with a girl or a boy, whoever you want to be with, on the same floor as you. Because then when it doesn't work out, it is incredibly awkward for everyone.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not just me. It happened to other people on our floor too.
Okay, okay.
Because, like, I mean, freshman year, you don't think about it. You don't go, oh, wow, if I get with this girl, and then, like, 2 weeks later, you're like, oh, this is awkward. But, like, her and I still talked. We were very friendly together. Um, so it wasn't that awkward for us. And, like, if I see her, I'll still say hi. But that was fun. That was a great time. I
Mm-hmm.
I loved being there, but I know people are like, well, that's the point of student loans and paying them off. I don't want to spend the next 40 years of my life paying off 4 years. That's dumb. Like I'm not living to work. That's stupid. Um, but it didn't matter anyways because into that next semester, everyone got sent home to COVID, and they were still paying the same amount of money to take classes from home. So I'm like, okay, cool, good thing I
Yeah,
left.
that's a little
Yeah,
ridiculous when you think about it.
but then through that next like year and a half, I worked at Wegmans, and I worked like 60-hour weeks for the better half of that next semester into the our like first semester of sophomore year. So I was miserable because I've worked all through college. So like I've been like burnt out very easily.
Yeah, that's not easy.
Yeah, see, like I don't want to complain too much about it because I know there's people who do it and they don't complain. But
But
like
yeah, there are a
it's
lot of people.
it's hard. It is very hard to work as
Mm.
much as I did, working 40 plus hours almost every week because well
Yeah,
you were required
that's
to.
like 20 hours is understandable while you're at college, but 40 hours and college, like how many credits?
I was
15, I'm assuming.
18.
What? 18?
Yeah, I usually take 18 credits.
Oh, Josh.
Gotta
I
take the
couldn't
fun
do that.
class. Oh yeah, no, it's not fun. Um, but I
I
did
don't
it.
think I could do that.
And
I
you know
could do
what?
the, I
I,
couldn't do 18 credits when I had no job. What?
here's the kicker: is I've taken 18 credits, worked 30 to 40 hours every single
Mhm.
week for like 3 years now, and I have maintained a 3.8 GPA, which is like an A minus GPA.
Bro, you are god tier. You are the
No,
goat.
no, because I'm miserable. I hate
Yeah.
myself. And like it sucks because like it's just and it's not even standards I've set for myself at this point. It's the
Yeah.
standards I know I had other people set for me in the past, like my family and stuff, that I'm like I
Uh,
have to keep this up, and it's only hit me recently, and it was so bad today. I was working on some assignments and I went, this doesn't need to be perfect, and I just submitted it and I go, oh shit, I didn't put in any citations. And then I went, wait a second, I don't care either way, it's gonna be a B. So I was like, it's fine, and submitted it anyways. um but like, yeah, it was not fun. But that's bad. I'm not gonna talk about that yet. But then,
yeah. Oh, we're like, oh,
sorry,
let's go to the
the good,
goods, and then we
more
both
good,
just went straight into the bads.
more good. My when I started, I think it was second semester sophomore year, I started at UB. Um, and that was a good change for me. I like UB. It's a
Mm.
great school. There are great people. One of the first classes I took there was an anime class, and it was absolutely awesome.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, I took a class that was all about anime, the history of anime, how it's like created. It was
What
awesome.
requirement did this fulfill?
It was an arts requirement.
Uh,
Yeah, it was a 300 level class too. So, but
yeah,
it was like it was like Wednesday nights from like 5 p.m. till like 8 something, and we
of
would just
course.
we'd watch shit. We watched like full movies, and I was like, this is awesome. Like we watched Akira in that class, and I was like, this is great. Uh, but so
The only the art majors would be like, we need to hook kids in. How can we get them? Anime kids.
it was genius.
We need them in the art program.
It was so smart because it worked. I was
Edgy.
hooked.
Yeah.
But then like from starting to take these classes at UB, I got into like I was very curious because I'm like, esports are starting to become a thing at school. I wonder if UB has one, and they did.
Ooh.
So that's how I met like all my friends at UB. And a bunch of the guys who I still think are some of my best friends. They're awesome. I still talk to them and I still help out on their siege team every once in a while. I still keep in touch with them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where I had the most fun. And then I moved
Mm-hmm.
there that first semester junior year. What was that? No, yeah, first semester junior year. I moved there and I had some negative experiences living there. But being closer to my friends and getting to like actually experience classes, because also in-person classes, not for me. I don't need to do it. I'm okay with online.
You're so weird.
I
What
know
is
I am.
like you're the only person in the world who wants to do an online class.
I th-
I
I think the reason
can't
is,
stand it. It's so boring. I just want to fall asleep every time I watch a class.
see, but like I don't
Ugh.
I don't watch classes. I just have to read the textbook.
Uh,
My issue, I think, is because I work so much and so close with people, I can't
hmm.
stand being around people more than I have to anymore. Like if they're not people who are of my choosing, I don't want to be around them. I just want to be left alone, which sounds
This
really
is
negative. It
this is
sounds
really bad. It's
oh,
bad
it is.
behavior.
It is, but that's okay. But I was like, yeah, I'm okay with just sitting like in front of my computer and doing work. So we're not gonna keep doing this in person. On top of like the living conditions and everything, I was like, yeah, we're gonna go back home. Um, and now I'm finishing up online, and I'm almost done. But I'm like, it's fine. I like doing classes online. I don't even want to say I like it, but it's a means to an
Mhm.
end. But
Yeah.
I will say the friends that I've made and the experiences I had are some are absolute. I have some hilarious stories from school,
Yeah.
but I had a good time from the time I was in person. It's just I don't think college is really for me. I'm just kind of forcing my way through it now.
Yeah, so I'd say we have similar outtake, which is the friends. That
Yes.
is invaluable.
Yes.
The experiences. See, here's the thing. I can't think of any specific experiences that like changed me as a person or like that are like amazing stories, but I know I have them. I know that I've had plenty of them that like shaped me
Uh-huh.
and changed me as a person and helped me grow, but the fact that I can't remember any of them either speaks to the fact that I have a horrible memory or that it didn't matter to me that much.
Wow, that's crazy. See, I can't say any of my experiences have changed me as a person, but god damn do they make for funny stories. Like that first semester at Fisher when I was there.
Uh-huh.
Um so I this is Halloween. I think I've told you this story before. But so basically everyone wanted to go out for Halloween and I did not. I did not want to go out at all. Um so everyone else like our like 15 friends were like, let's go out. It's a Thursday. That means it's like 18 and up at the club. All of us can go. And I was like, okay, fine. We'll all go. So like I get dressed up and you know me, I'm not going to put a lot of effort into it because I don't want to. And because I had a big bushy beard, I was like, you know what? We're going to be a lumberjack. I'm just going to throw on a flannel, put on a hat and some
Mm.
jeans, boots, and we're a lumberjack. Cool. So that was my costume. We go out. And I know the guy working security at the club,
Mhm.
and he told me he was like, "I'll get like you and like a couple of your friends in for free. You can just skip the line." I was like, "Cool." He said a couple, so everyone pre-gamed. I was the only one like not drinking that night,
Yeah.
and we get there, and one of the guys who I was getting in basically told everyone in our friend group, all 15 of them, "Yeah, the security guy's getting all of us in. Josh knows him." And I go, "My man, and now you're not getting in for free." I go, "We're still getting in first, which was very nice, but no one got in for free besides me." Um,
Damn.
so we get in there, and it is horrible. Clubs suck, especially on Halloween. It was just hot, like
Yeah.
it was so incredibly warm. And I'm wearing a flannel and jeans. I want to rip my clothes off. I'm like, this is so hot. I want to leave. And we said at midnight we would meet at the door and we'd go back. And I'm like, okay, I have to make it like 2 hours in here. I can do that. So I do. I dance, have a little bit of fun. And then at midnight, we all meet, get outside, and all of us look around and we go, huh, we're missing someone. And this
Oh
someone just
no.
happened to be like my best friend. And I was like, oh, that's a problem. I feel like you shouldn't be that hard to find. And then I think back to how like literally, like you can't move when you're in there. Like you can maybe
Yeah.
move a little side to like millimeters side to side. That's it. It's
Mhm.
so hard because there's so many people in there. So the guy working security is like, listen, the only one, or well, the owner of the bar, it was like the only one who I'll like go back in because you guys have left is this guy because my security guy knows him. And I was like, oh, I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to be here in the first place, and now I'm being forced to go back in to find our friend who was not answering their phone, was not responding in any way to any of us. And I was like, okay, well, I'll go back in. I will try and find them. So I go back in, and for like 15, 20 minutes, I'm probably pushing my way through this crowd. And I got touched in places I did not feel like being touched. So much happened to me, and I'm just like, okay, honestly, this person's not worth it. I'm going to stand by the bar because I can't do this anymore. Ain't no one touching my no-no square anymore. So I go walk over to the bar. And I sit and I wait. And I'm talking to one of the security guys inside. He goes, I'll see if I can see him anywhere on the cameras to look for you, maybe make it easier. I go, that's
Mhm.
fine. I go, don't waste like too much of your time. I know you probably have other things to deal with because it's Halloween and a bunch of stupid people are out. So as I'm waiting for my one friend, this girl, and this happens to be the girl who I was with early, like the first few weeks of the semester, the first girl like I was with.
Mhm.
Uh, she runs up to me, sobbing, her makeup running down her face. She goes, "Oh my God, thank you so much for coming back in. I thought I lost everyone." And I go, "Oh, honey, yes, of course. I came in for you and the other guy." And all of us had forgotten about this girl. We forgot she was there. And I was like, "Oh my God, we are horrible friends. We forgot she came here with us." But her and the other friend, our guy, both of their phones died. They both left. The only two people to leave the group were the two people whose phones were dead. So then, like, with that in mind, like 20 minutes later of me standing there holding this girl who's wearing almost nothing, is terrified out of her mind. I'm like, "It's okay, it's fine, I'm here." This dude walks up, like arms outstretched, saunters up and goes, "Hey Josh, what's going on?" I just look at him, I go, get outside. I was furious. So we get outside. I look around. All of our friends had left. Everybody had left. With, mind you, the Uber that I had ordered and paid for,
What?
they took without me.
Trash.
I
What
know.
trash?
That's what I'm saying. So, like, we get outside and I talk to my the guy I know working security, and he's like, yeah, they all left. Do you want me to, like, wait with you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'd appreciate that. I didn't want to be here in the first place, and now it's like 1:30 in the morning. I just want to go home, and I want to go to sleep." So, and the guy is looking at me the entire time like, "Why are you mad?" I go, "Are you really asking me why I'm mad right now? I waited an hour in there for you because your phone died, because you couldn't figure out we're going out to a club. Maybe my phone should be charged." So, like, we finally get back to school, and everyone's still, like, hanging out around. And I go, "Oh, hey, guys, I'm going to bed. Thanks so much for leaving me after I went back in to look for our friends. Really appreciate it." So I went up to my room, and I passed out because I was angry. And, like, they blew up my phone, and everyone was saying, like, "I'm sorry," and shit like this. And I'm like, I don't care. Really, like, honestly, I said I didn't want to go out, and I'm the one who had to deal with all of the bullshit that night. So no, I don't want to hear your sorries. Don't make me go out again. So that was a good time.
I thought you said this was like a good experience. What are you talking?
No. I'm just saying stories. I think that's a funny story.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a funny story. It's more like if your friends are an asshole. So.
Yeah, see, they sucked. But that's
Were they
part of what
all,
makes
like-
the story funny.
Were they all like drunk out of their minds? Like,
Oh, yeah, almost everyone was toasted.
okay. They
Almost.
probably were like, the car's here. Let's just get in it, and they just like forgot you even exist.
Yeah, which, you know what? It's fine. Again, I moved past it, like, the next day. I
Yeah.
was chilling. But I'm like,
Dude.
that is one of my fun college experiences.
Ooh, okay, I'll share one.
Ooh.
The night before everyone had to leave for COVID,
Uh-huh.
one of the most wild nights. There was just like no rules. No one had gone to class in like the last like 3 days. Everyone was out partying. And I decided to just like wander about. I went through my dorms, just started walking in random people's dorms and joining their parties. We were getting lit. And then I joined up with one of my friends. He's like, "Yo, come with me to this room. We're all gonna have a fight night." And I was like, "What?
Oh, my
What
God.
are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, all the boys on this floor are gonna have a fight night. Join with me." So I follow him to this room, and I bring my roommate along. And my roommate, we didn't really go out and like do anything that often.
Uh-huh.
Oh, by the way, my furnace just turned on. Tell me if you hear that.
No, you're good.
Okay, sweet. Just checking for audio reasons. But basically, yeah, my roommate's tagging along, all these random people. We go to this room. It's like the most packed room in the world, and it's all just a bunch of bros. Like it was like a scene out of a movie. You walk in, you don't know what you're gonna see, and like camera pans, and there's just like a bunch of like there's two guys in the middle like wrestling each other, like and then like one flips the other dude over his shoulder and then starts choking him out.
Oh, my God.
And then he taps, and I'm like, this is fight night. Like this is like a serious little fight night. Y'all are choking each other out and shit. I was like, is there fists involved? Like, you call it fight night, but it's just wrestling. So, as one does, I just randomly start getting involved in this.
Oh God.
Drinking, yelling, hollering. Don't really know what's going on. There's just a bunch of dudes wrestling each other. I get in there. I get sweaty. Just start wrestling people, clenching people, choking people. Like, this is just, I'd say, for me, it was like, what is happening? And then my night just kept going on where I just like leave that room, go to another room, party, talk a bit, and then come back to that room. And my roommate was so lost. He was like, "What is happening?" Like, because it was all on our dorm. That's what
Yeah.
we didn't expect. Normally, our dorm is so dead. Our dorm was always so dead,
Uh huh.
and we were just like, "What? What?" Oh, best part too. So I went home later that night. Like I drove home
Yeah.
because I live nearby. Um, but my roommate told me later he went to sleep that night. He went to sleep and or no. He was in bed. He was about to go to sleep. He was sitting there playing video games. It was like 2 o'clock at night, and then all of a sudden, the door opens. He thinks it's me. He's like, "Oh, Anthony, or sorry, Driz, obviously."
Yeah.
Uh, uh, Mr. Driz. He's like, are you? Is that you? No. Some random chick, drunk out of her mind, walks into our room because we just left the door unlocked. Some random chick walks into our room. Goes, is this the party or something? And she's like, and he's like, well, yo, you're in the wrong room. And she's like, oh, okay, I'll leave. And she walks to my roommate's closet, goes inside of it, and closes the closet on her.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
And then just like passes out. And he literally was sitting there. I think he was out live with his friends, so he's like, yo, 1 minute. And he like got off his bed. He walked up to this girl. He like nudged her and he was like, yo, are you okay? And she was like, what? What? And he's like, yo, you just walked into my room. What are you doing? Like, what? And he had to like lead her out of the room.
Oh my
Like,
God, that is
okay.
horrible. That I would have I would have gotten mad because on a similar note to that, another fun thing that happens is so before Halloween, I mean, you and I have a few similar friends who attended the school I went to.
Yeah,
At a Fisher.
the Fisher.
Yep. And they all knew, like my roommate and I, Ben, he was a really cool dude. We would
Mhm.
just we'd leave our door unlocked. We weren't worried about like anything like that. Like it was fine. You're in a college dorm. It can't get much safer than that. Um, but given that one of my other friends lived in the same dorm as me but on a different floor, they could still get on my floor. So,
Mhm.
and you know me, I don't stay up late. I like to be in bed relatively early almost every night. So like I'm going to bed at like 10:30 p.m. and it's like a Wednesday night or something, and a couple of our friends who we share in common, um one who is now a nurse, they would come into my room at like 2 a.m. And this is like the one time that really sticks out to me, but it happened a couple of times where they just walk into
Yeah.
my room like late at night when I am unconscious and like wake me up or do something stupid in my room and expect me not to notice.
Mhm.
Um they came in with a full pumpkin. Just walked into my room with it. And they were trying to be so quiet. They were like whispering and they were laughing like right outside the door. So like I stick in my when you walk in, like it's a little hallway and then the room opens up like to the right and my bed is right on that wall, like where the room opens up. So like I stick my head just past the wall and I see the door open a crack and this one girl sticking her head through with a pumpkin in her hands. I go, "Hey Kate, what you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, guys, he's awake." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm awake cuz you guys are loud as fuck." uh, you mind telling me what you're doing at 2 a.m. Outside my room? And she goes, well, actually, we planned on being in your room. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Well, what did you plan on doing? She was like, we just wanted to leave this pumpkin on your bed. And I'm like, why? Why is
What?
that your idea at 2 a.m.? She's like, we thought it'd be funny. And I go, I don't think it's very funny. I would like you to leave my room. And she was like, are you sure I can't leave the pumpkin? I go, no. So she runs into my room, leaves the pumpkin right at the edge of my bed, and goes, good night, Josh, and runs out. And I hear like everyone else laughing outside. I'm like, I I hate my friends. So I started locking my door when I went to bed after that because I was like, I cannot keep being woken up for stupid shit like this constantly.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
It's like
So
I
see,
can't.
there was fun. There's fun stuff that happens. Again, I had good friends and good times. Just
Oh, I had some funny pumpkin stories. Like we were throwing we got a pumpkin
uh,
and there's one part of our dorm that has like a corner in it where like you could see another person's room and they're like only like 15 to 20 feet away
yeah,
out the window, right? Like their window is only 15 to 20 feet away from another dorm's window.
yeah.
So we took these pumpkins and we tried throwing them back and forth between
Oh my
between
god,
the two dorms until one of them would break.
that's funny.
Uh,
See, that is a fun thing to do.
yeah, that was fun.
See, again, like I can't diss the experiences of college because
Yeah.
they are almost unparalleled. I
Uh-huh.
think stories aside, I think my issue has come in like I don't know what I want to do with my life. And like I feel like I was forced into doing school and now I'm in a very general major of communication so I don't know, have a piece of paper that says I'm qualified to do things when I'm done. Just that's my issue with school is if you don't know what you want to do or you're not ready, it's not the
Uh-huh.
best choice for everyone and I don't think it was the
Yeah.
right choice for me, but because of some standards set for me, uh, I was like forced to do it. And even when I said like, "Hey, I'd like to take a gap year," or "I'd like to take a little break so I can, I don't know, maybe stop and think about what I want to do with my life because
Hmm.
right now I'm just wasting money," I was told no, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll just keep doing it then. That'll be fun." So like, that's my one is if you don't know what you want to do and you're not sure if you want to do college, you should take a gap year. I don't think you need to force yourself into it because it
Yeah.
isn't for everyone and you may not it may end up just being a waste of money for you because you don't know what you want to do or you drop out or you get the piece of paper and then that piece of paper has nothing to do with what you actually end up doing in your life.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I personally have also experienced similar pressures of like, oh, you just got to go to college, you just got to get any degree, you just got to get a degree, right?
Yeah.
Which I understand it because it's the idea that like if you take a break after high school, you're just not going to go back to college. That's the probability, right?
Yeah.
And college statistically does help increase your income.
Mhm.
It helps you, hopefully get a better job. So I can understand why parents want to do that, but there is merit to, you know, letting your kid figure out who they want to be or what they want to do before you just rush them into something that they have no idea if they'll enjoy,
Mhm.
no idea if they'll be good at, no idea if it will even make them a lot of money. Like sometimes parents will just push you into like a random college degree that
Yep.
you don't even make that much money for.
They're like, you just need the degree, and I'm like, no, I don't. I mean, it
Yeah,
helps. I'm not going to deny that. It does. It is statistically it shows people with degrees make more money than people without. That's I mean, a lot of higher paying jobs require a degree, a master's and above. But at the same time, life isn't about money. Money makes life easier, yes, but money is not the key to happiness in my
yeah,
experience. Um but like Yeah.
It is interesting because there are other stats that do show typically jobs that make more money
Hmm.
uh have higher satisfaction. Like not all the time. Like oh my god, law school
Oh my
or
god.
law. A lot of people are miserable in law, but and they make a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
But like things like tech degrees,
Hmm.
engineering, they tend to have a higher rate of job satisfaction.
Uh-huh. Which
But
I
I
think
don't
is
know.
understandable.
Can you base what your reality is going to be off of a statistic? You can't.
No,
You don't
because
know where you're going to fall in that
putting
statistic.
putting numbers to people typically does not work out too well.
Yeah. Yeah, because people we all have such unique experiences. Your experience is not going to be the same as mine.
Exactly.
It's just how it is.
Like I know people who like love everything about college and they're like this is exactly what I wanted. I'm so happy I'm here. I'm like, "You know what? Good for you. That's good."
Uh-huh.
And like that's obviously not something I can or am going to try and take away from someone. However, I also think that goes the other way around of some people like, God, I absolutely hate college. All right, then like you shouldn't have to go if there's something else you want to do. Like I wish I got to take that gap year so I could have taken the time and really worked cuz like that's the first time I really tried to do YouTube stuff and like Twitch
Mhm.
and all that is when COVID first hit and like stuff was all online for school. But I still didn't have the time because I was working so much and doing school. So like I didn't have the time to dedicate to it. Now I just sort of force there to be time. Um
Yeah.
but like even
And
now I
sometimes
don't stream I stream like once a week because of it. And I want to be able
yeah.
to do it more than that cuz like I want to actually push myself into this earlier rather than being 25 without a job and still being like I'll make it as a streamer and still have like 200 followers on Twitch because that ain't going to get me anywhere.
Yeah. I mean like for me the whole like YouTube and streaming thing has to be a hobby for now, but it's also got to be a passion as well
Yeah.
because I know it's like chances are it's not going to be a career, but I do believe in the mentality of hard work
Mhm.
that I can at least get it to somewhere where I am like satisfied. I think no matter what hard work you do, you're going to advance your skills, you're going to advance yourself as a person, and you're eventually going to be satisfied with an end result that you've created. And I at least want to chase content creation for that.
Yeah.
That is at the very least. And I know we already talked about our first episode was all about content creation, but obviously it's something that connects both of us. It's something that we both love,
Uh-huh.
and college does get in the way of that. Well, I mean, high school as well. Like, I've wanted to start a YouTube page since high school.
Yeah.
I never had the guts. I never had. It was definitely a personal thing. I didn't have the passion either. I wasn't willing to put in the hard work yet.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think college has taught me is like, oh, I'm 21. I've gone through 3 years of college already, and I haven't done this key thing that I've been wanting to do my entire life.
Mhm.
I gotta get on that, and I gotta
Yep.
do that.
Hey, look it. Now you have the YouTube channel. You have everything, which
I
we're
do.
gonna, I'm going to get that link up there. I'm very
Yeah,
very excited to see it.
we're finally episode 5.
Yeah.
Finally gonna have have a little
Woo!
link to my channel.
Finally, we
Woo!
got there. But hey, things take time. But I think a lot of people forget the fact that high school and college, especially, are full time jobs. They are
Yeah.
like people are like what you go to class for like I'm taking 18 credit hours, so I'm going to class for like 18 hours a week. Yeah, but the extra 22 hours plus is all the extra work that I have to do outside of class because you have to
Yeah.
do a ton outside of class, which is crazy. It's hard. It's very,
You
very hard.
do. In different classes, you have to do way more
Oh, yeah.
outside of class. Like well, I'm taking a Spanish class right now, and I'm not good at vocab and all that, so I'm putting in way too many hours on this thing.
I know
It
you were doing
sucks.
Spanish Duolingo in my car on Halloween.
Yeah, it sucks. I hate it.
And like that's not something you want to have. One, I understand. I feel like language is one thing that the American education system does fail on is teaching
Yeah,
people
it's like
different languages.
I would love to learn a language, don't get me wrong, but like the fact that my education, my degree depends on it kind of sucks.
Yeah, because like some people are horrible with languages, and that is okay. I am, in fact, one of those people. In high
I thought you
school,
were good at languages. What are you on about? You literally took like 4 years of French, I thought.
I did. No, I took 3 years. I didn't take it my senior year.
Okay.
Um, but I told my French teacher junior year because she was like trying to get people to take it for the fourth year. I stood up and went, "K Brock, I'm sorry. I need you to know that I really don't like French. I'm here because I have to be. That doesn't mean I'm
Yikes.
not going to try, but like I don't like French." And she did not like me for the rest of the year. So that was a
Wow.
mistake to say that, but also like I didn't like French. There are other languages that I like way more. My brain doesn't work with like getting other languages though. It takes me way longer than it should.
Yeah, same
Because
here.
I'm better at other things. But then there's people like my sister where she learned like 5 different languages throughout high school and
What?
college. I don't think she can speak
What?
them fluently, but like yeah, she took so many different classes. She even learned Mandarin. Um,
What?
I know. But
I'm
like
jealous.
she's so good with them, and I'm like, God, I wish I
Uh,
had that ability. Um,
yeah. Yo, some
which
people are born with cheat codes. Some
a
people are born with
fact.
cheat
I
codes.
wish I was a human cheat code, but I'm just like I'm sort of
Like
okay at everything.
like hot people, they have cheat codes.
Hot people are the cheat code to the world.
They're on easy difficulty. They're just like
But like
they're
you're hot.
literally it's like they entered into the world, they clicked easy mode and life went fine. I don't know why I chose hard mode. Like what's going on
Bro,
here?
you're hot. I don't want to hear that. No,
You're hot.
no, thank you. I was gonna say no homo, but I don't think it matters.
I was really hoping we just keep going back and forth and arguing who's hot, but
Nah, you're hot.
I'm
Um,
not doing it now. I
okay,
refuse.
okay. Well, you are hot. So I wouldn't say either of. I don't know how we got on this, but I don't know. Would not say
Oh
either of us are ugly, but we definitely don't have cheat codes.
no, we don't have cheat codes. We're not on easy difficulty. We might be on normal difficulty, probably.
Yeah, it's
I
like
mean,
one of
we're
those
white.
games where normal difficulty. Oh, I mean, yeah, that's fair. We do
we're
we do
on
have some societal advantages there. I'm not gonna deny
we're,
that one.
we're on normal difficulty. It's just kind of a
Yeah,
fact.
which like
Have you seen the video of like I forgot who it was the this Asian dude who does this video where he's like Asian people are on hard difficulty.
oh my gosh, is it the dude who like makes a lot of videos about like Asian parents and stuff?
Yep,
The
yep,
is does he do is he the emotional damage mean?
yep,
Yep,
yep.
that guy.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage. That meme is so funny. I love that.
Yeah, I love
Um,
that
but yeah, I mean, back to college.
guy. I forgot we got a little
But
sidetracked.
no, even in college, the hot people have it on easy mode.
Yo, that's a fact.
Like, bro,
Well,
if I have a teacher and I'm hot and I just go, you know, I need my grade to be a C to get my degree. Can I help you in any way?
yeah, yeah. Well, wait.
So
Oh
you just
no. Oh, no.
sorry.
My brain was heading in a completely different direction, so I just didn't process it. Um, I
I
mean,
do
you're
it
not
too.
wrong though. It's like a legit thing that happens.
I know.
There's there's scary amounts of teacher-student relations, even in high schools. Which that's even scarier.
That one is much scarier, especially because I mean we know a teacher who married a ex student of theirs.
Yeah, yeah. They used to teach the student, and then like, oh, well, it's okay. They're in college
They're
now.
in college now. I can do
Now,
what we want.
now I can take them on dates.
Yep. Yeah, it's uncomfy, but you know it happens.
Dang.
Again, cheat code though. If I am, I'm just gonna say, if I am sleeping with my professor and I'm getting good grades because of it, that right there is a cheat code. I am guaranteeing myself an A in that class.
Have you ever heard of there's a manga and anime called World's Greatest Teacher?
No. Why don't you please divulge? What is it about?
It's literally just about this guy who is like a street thug his whole life,
Uh-huh.
who's trying to get the perfect job. And his idea of the perfect job was like he'd get paid like $3 million a year. And he would go to every job interview and say that. And then
Uh-huh.
he'd get rejected from every job interview. And he's like, oh, I just don't know what I'll do. And then he ends up going on a date with this girl, finds out she's a high school student,
Uh-huh.
but he's a perv, so he still goes after it anyway.
Oh my
And then
god.
the whole end of this arc is that uh this dude the girl was talking about the whole time, who she's like, I should probably go back to him, ended up being her teacher.
Oh my god.
And it's literally an entire manga built off of the joke that teachers are getting high school students.
That is
It's
it's
really messed up.
horrible, but like
It's really
sadly
messed up.
it's not wrong. That's the
The
sad part, but it is funny.
the premise changes into more of he basically the character ends up becoming a teacher because for the sole reason of he wants to get with high
Oh
school
my god. See that right there, that's messed up. It's fun. Again, it is very funny in the fact it's in a fictional
it's
world.
very messed up. But it ends up switching into a story more of him like teaching really important life lessons to all his students through really unconventional methods where like students who are like acting up bullying kids, he
Uh-huh.
ends up like pulling his like mob pasts and like getting the yakuza to show up and threaten
What?
their lives.
Oh
and
my
then
god.
and then they become perfect model A students after that. Or like in one arc he like walks into his first classroom and he just immediately arm wrestles every student in the class to assert his dominance.
I mean, that's one way to do it, that's for sure.
It's just a ridiculous. It's hilarious, but it's once again we're getting off topic.
You know, there's school is still in the topic, so it's fine.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
it's just,
I wish I had cheat codes to college, and also because like I don't really take tests or quizzes that much anymore. It's just a lot of papers. You know that's not fun because I wish I could still use Quizlet to just get by on all of my quizzes and tests because that one professor who I said
of course.
I loved this professor. Actually, all my
Mhm.
professors at Fisher were pretty great. Um, all of them basically said like, yeah, use the internet on your tests and quizzes. And I stopped and I was like, what? And they went, yeah, use the internet because like when you're working in a real job, if you don't know something, that's going to be the first thing you do because you don't want to look stupid and ask someone else. And I was like, oh my god,
Yeah,
they lied in high school. They lied so much because they say
that's
your professors in college aren't gonna take this. No, they are because they don't care because no matter what, they get paid.
it. Definitely depends on the professor, but you're not wrong.
Yeah,
You're
like
not wrong at all. I mean, I've definitely cheated on a few assignments.
I see. Like that's the thing though is I wouldn't even call it cheating what I did because my professors told me to do it.
Yeah, see, I'm in the perfect scenario because I went into the major I did, which was history,
Uh-huh.
because I'm good at writing essays, which is like the one thing you really can't cheat on.
Wait, is that actually the reason you went into it?
Because I'm good at essays.
Yeah, is that like one of the big
Well, I
reasons?
love history.
I know you
I
love
love
history.
history. I love writing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a lot of writing. I like
Gotcha.
reading old writings.
It's fair.
So, to be honest, like I did kind of want to go into like a creative writing major, but that wouldn't have taken me anywhere in life. So, yeah.
Who knows? Maybe you'd write a book. Maybe it'd be a bestseller.
Oh, I still hope to write a book someday, but
See, there you go.
yeah.
I
Look,
That'd be
but like
awesome.
I also understand that doing a major for creative writing is going to help me become a creative writer.
You
Just
know,
reading and writing will make me a better writer. I
that's a
don't need
fair
a
point.
college to tell me how to do it.
That's fair. Do you think you'd take a creative writing class if you were
I
like
did take a creative
you
writing class.
did? Oh, okay, never
Mhm.
mind then.
It went good. Teacher was weird.
Nice.
He he really super old fashioned. Like you'd think this dude was like 90 the way he talked.
Uh-huh.
He was like, I don't use any technology. He wouldn't grade any of our grades using a computer. He made someone else do it for him.
What?
Yeah. He would not touch a computer, and he still used a rotary telephone, and he would call students like he called me once, and I was like, who hello? Who are you? He's like, oh, it's your teacher. I was like, what? Who calls in this day and age? Uh, yeah, he was really weird. No joke. And this was the semester we went online to COVID.
Yeah.
No joke. When we went to COVID, he refused to use technology to the point that he was literally just like, all the rest of the assignments, you're getting an 100 for. It's fine.
Oh,
Like,
oh,
literally, he was just like, yeah, I'm just going to grade you guys based off of what you've already done. It's over. There was still like a month and a half left of school. And he was just
wow.
like, maybe more. I don't know. I'm trying to remember
Yeah,
how.
I think there was more.
Yeah, there's like 2 months. And he was just like, yeah, whatever. It's all going online. I refuse to use the internet. And I was
That
like, "Okay,
is that's hilarious. Do you think he retired after that semester because they stayed on it?
probably.
Wow, that is. I love that, but I also hate that.
Yeah, he was an interesting character. He
Wow.
was he was the first person I've ever heard who said that he didn't like the movie Forrest Gump. That's one thing I
What?
remember about him.
All
Yeah.
right, I don't like him anymore. He just went down real far in my rankings. That's Tom Hanks movies are like my fave. So he's
Yeah,
a that's a disappointing statement that he had to make.
yeah, it's disappointing.
Yeah,
but, but I enjoyed the class. It was
that's
fun.
good. Has there been like one class that you're like this is the best class I've ever taken, and like I'm happy I'm in school for this class?
Ooh, I'm trying to think of one stands out above all the other classes. There are classes that I know I took the most out of,
Okay,
you know,
that can work too.
um, but that doesn't mean they're easier. Like, they're very difficult classes. Well, one, I did really enjoy that creative writing class and
Uh huh.
inspired me to get more into creative writing. So that would be in my top 10 classes, top 5 classes maybe. Another one forcefully had to do either an improv or an acting class. Turns out improv booked up too quick, so I ended up in an acting class.
Hmm.
That was horrible because I had to actually work,
I
but
remember this one.
amazing because like it was just such a fun experience. Like
Hmm.
it reminded me of like back when we were in high school doing the plays,
Uh-huh.
and at that time I was going through a lot of struggles and anxiety and stuff, and it reminded me to just like have unadulterated confidence,
Hmm.
in life, because that'll take you far in life if you just have confidence and you're just putting yourself out into places and you don't really let anxiety get to you.
Uh huh.
It's very useful, and especially since I want to become a teacher, that's a skill I need to not be anxious in front of a bunch of people doing dumb things.
Yeah.
So that had a huge impact on me. I'm trying to think academically, like related to history. I really enjoyed all my history classes because I love history.
That's good.
I I got to explore things that I was like, oh, that's so interesting, and I got to write essays where I was like, I'm advancing my writing skills. This is like some of my best work. This is, I'm applying myself. So there's nothing that particularly stands out as the best. I would say my my like teaching course where we come back to reflect on the things we've done in high school,
Uh huh.
like while we were I forgot what to call it, like your methods course is what it's called.
Uh huh.
Where you come back, you reflect on your experiences as you taught
Uh huh.
that week, and you talk about ways in which you can improve, be better. I really love that class.
That's cool.
One, because it taught me so much about what it means to be a teacher and how to teach well. And two, one of the things, and part of the reason why I'm not worried about going into this major, the reason I'm like, even though I'm not 100% sure if I want to be a teacher, the reason why I'm okay with it is because the one skill from teaching that I have been gaining is just, once again, confidence in myself and just like speaking skills and how to convey myself. Like that is huge, and I got a lot of that out of that class. And I also made a lot of friends in that class. That's the thing. Fellow teachers, fellow people who, just like me, I realized, oh, not everyone going to become a teacher knows what they're doing or knows if this is really what they want.
Yeah.
Like, everyone in any major, when you finally get to just talk to people in your major, when you finally get to talk to people in your classes, you realize, oh, they're going through the exact same things as me. So that was a really impactful class for me in that way.
That's good. That's really good.
How about you? What was one class that either impacted you or was just your favorite class?
I think the answer is already obvious. Easily my anime class. Bro,
Oh.
I am a certified anime connoisseur now. Like people can be like, well, this anime, like when people, okay, this is gonna be a controversial opinion. When people bring up like Naruto is the best anime ever, I throw down the facts and I'm like, no, it's not. It is probably the worst of the big three, which is One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto. If you didn't know, um, sadly it is overall, taking all things into consideration.
Wait,
Um,
you said the big three is Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. Okay,
yes,
I don't disagree with that.
no,
I
those
don't
those
disagree
are
with
like
that.
officially the big three.
Yeah, but like, okay, Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball isn't included because Dragon Ball existed before
Oh,
and is what brought anime to America.
okay.
So
That's
it
fair.
isn't
That's fair.
included in the
That's
big three.
fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dragon Ball is in
Okay.
like a league of its own. So
By the
like
way, going back and rewatching Dragon Ball, like you need to watch that show when you're a kid, because
heck yeah.
holy, I tried watching through all of that. We're really going off topic, but it
But
doesn't
okay,
matter.
anime
We
class
don't.
is
You know, no,
definitely
no, no,
the
no, no,
class.
no, no. You know what, Josh? We can choose. We can do a half and half day where we're topic
Bro,
centered and we're just
you want to go for
going.
another hour on this?
Dude, I don't care. Honestly, I think we've been going too short. 50 minutes? Come on. We
Oh,
could do like
we're already
an
at
hour and a half.
I mean, if you want to. I didn't think we
No.
needed to go that long, but okay.
Anyway,
But yeah,
Dragon Ball, meh. Anime, phenomenal.
anime is
Naruto,
beautiful.
good. I do have to argue, Naruto's a phenomenal show. I don't care what you say.
I,
Say,
I think it's a great show. I enjoyed it. I've watched it. But of the big three, it is the worst. And
Yeah,
that
and
can
you're
be
obviously a One Piece fan. Like anyone who's watched all of One Piece has to say they love One Piece because they've watched 1,000 episodes.
see,
Like at that
I
point,
do love One Piece. I'm not going to deny that, but I also think Bleach has better. Okay, so
wait,
there's parts of Naruto.
really?
There are parts of One Piece that are, or parts of Naruto that are better than parts of Bleach or parts of One Piece, obviously.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they're also like the best arc, probably out of all three of them, is Thousand Year Blood War from Bleach. Like that is probably
Um,
by far the best.
I've
Like
heard that.
I'm not gonna argue that. But that being said, overall, personally, I like One Piece more. Personally, I'm not gonna
You
say
know,
objectively because I can't be completely objective when my opinion is involved.
I think this is a perfect place to. We should wrap back to college, but
Yes.
I do think I should maybe next episode. Next
Maybe we can
episode,
discuss more about we
we can
maybe
talk about
maybe
anime.
we can maybe a tier list for our anime. Maybe that could be a
Oh, a
discussion.
tier list. Oh,
Something like
yeah,
that. Something
I
fun.
like that idea. Oh, yeah, maybe we can have graphics involved where the people can see our tier
Ooh,
list.
that we
Oh,
can do.
oh.
So I guess we got some homework
Yeah,
bringing
we
us
do.
back to college. Um, but so
Yes.
overall, I think for college, the experiences I had, I would not trade. I would not give those up. However, school
I agree.
itself, the reason I'm going to college, that gets
Mhm.
a solid F tier for me. It is not enjoyable and it's not what I want to do. So
Yeah.
I can't honestly say I enjoy it. And for my personal opinion, if you are questioning and not sure if college is what's for you, take a year and just take a break and figure out what the heck you want to do after high school, because there's really no rush. It's your life. Live it your way.
Yeah, I think that's a good advice. I think the way I will wrap it up is by saying, yes, I agree. College, phenomenal experience of growth, of change. It's definitely forced me to have to quote unquote adult. I think that work would have done that as well, but college definitely was my pathway to adulting.
Hmm.
And I mean, no one, let's be real here, no one chooses to become an adult. You just reach a point where you have to.
Hmm.
You just like you can't be a kid anymore. I think that's the best way to put it. And college for me was personally that experience.
Uh,
I agree. The gen ed and all that in college does make college just feel like a drag. Like the fact that you have to take courses that you don't want to take
uh,
can sap away so much inspiration from you. So much of that youthful spirit you had
yeah.
can just be sapped away. And part of the difficulty for me is making sure that that doesn't happen, that I don't lose my enthusiasm. And part of that is pushing my enthusiasm into things such as YouTube, such as drawing, such as writing, and all my other passions, because I realize, teaching and history aren't going to be like my number one passion because they're going to be a job at some point.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, that even if you do chase your passions and you follow your dreams and you end up in your dream job, your dream, your passion is going to become a job at some point, and it's going to become difficult, and it's gonna have shitty days.
Yeah.
So I would say on advising, I don't think I can advise for people whether or not you should go to college. I think that is a personal exploration. I think that you should always have the mindset of growth no matter where you are, whether you're in college, whether you're just working, voice crack, whether you're just doing anything, even if you're just sitting in your basement being a loser, which probably means you're not growing much, but find ways to grow, find ways to chase what you want. Don't let time slip by,
Hmm.
enjoy what you have. Try things. If you do go to college and you don't like your major right off the bat, try switching majors. Like Josh did, try a different school. I
That
can do it.
that can do it. It
For
didn't for
me
me, but
pers
it can.
for me personally, I went through the mentality of just endure it. You know, I really did suffer my first semester. There was a huge learning curve. There was a lot I had to go through, learn about myself, but I kept pushing through it, and that ended up working out well for me. I ended up actually meeting people. I ended up actually putting myself in uncomfortable places and finding, I don't know, I'm not like the most satisfied in life. Well, actually, right now, chasing YouTube and stuff, I am very satisfied in life.
Woo!
But don't. Do you,
Sorry.
you just completely cut off on my audio.
I'm,
That's how
I'm
loud you got.
so sorry. That was a big cheer.
Woo! Yeah. Um, I think the only way I could conclude this is everyone's experience is going to be unique. Just follow your heart in the end.
I think that's a solid way of doing it.
Yeah.
I can agree. And with
All
that,
right.
I think it's time to give a big ol' thank you to everyone who stuck with us for the whole podcast. We really appreciate you guys coming in and listening to us. And we look forward to seeing you back again next week, because this was a wonderful conversation we had, Mr. Driz.
Yes, it was, Papa.
That's all right. Well,
J-Bo.
thank you again, and we hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.